everybody, Brian Foley here. I'm here today to talk to you and answer the question, can I get a straight probation conviction non-disclosed off of my record? And the answer is yes, but of course I'm a lawyer, so it's like with conditions, certain conditions apply. But let's take a look at what those are. This is possible, you can do this. Quick answer here is if you've had a prior or a subsequent conviction other than this one straight probation, you can't get it non-disclosed. So if you have something else with it or on your record or anything else, but if you just have this one and it's a straight probation conviction, 411.073 of the Texas Government Code says if you were placed on straight probation, meaning you had a conviction, the conviction was suspended for a period of time. It's not deferred adjudication probation. It's not a pretrial diversion, but it's a straight probation in Texas for a misdemeanor offense, no felonies. Even years ago, you may be eligible to have your record sealed under Texas Government 411.073. This process is called a non-disclosure, and it can prevent the public from seeing your criminal record, including potential employers and landlords. Again, it depends on how they run it. Every day it seems like they have a new criminal history system out there, and I don't know what other private people have on their individual servers or how they're getting it, but if they're getting it through TCIC and CIC, which is a national crime database, then a non-disclosure is supposed to seal that from public view. Many people mistakenly believe that only a deferred adjudication can be sealed, but Texas law now allows non-disclosure in certain misdemeanor cases even after a conviction, as long as it resulted in a straight probation and other legal requirements are met. So let's break it down. What is a straight probation? In a straight probation, you're found guilty of the offense. The judge imposes a sentence, but instead of sending you to jail, the judge suspends the sentence and places you on probation. Unlike deferred adjudication, this results in a conviction that's on your record. Historically, straight probation convictions were not eligible for non-disclosure, and that changed with a 2020 or 2015 update. What does the government code in 411.073 say? Well, it allows people who are convicted of certain misdemeanor offense and placed on straight probation to petition the court for an order of non-disclosure, which seals the record from the general public. The requirements to qualify, let's take a look at those. To be eligible, you have to have all of the following. If you don't have one of these, you're done. Number one, you were convicted of the misdemeanor offense and you received straight probation. Number two, you successfully completed all the terms of probation. They didn't revoke you, give you a jail sentence. You have no prior convictions or deferred adjudications other than minor traffic tickets. So like if you got a speeding conviction, that's okay. It can't be for a family violence offense. And the waiting period has to be completed if there's a waiting period. Sometimes it's 2 years. For other offenses, there's no waiting period or a smaller one. The judge finds that issuing a non-disclosure is in the best interest of justice. So you still, even if all those are true, you still have to convince the judge that issuing this non-disclosure is in the best interest of justice. If you've got possession of marijuana conviction from 2009, something like that, and that's the only case you ever had, but you had a straight probation conviction, man, it's going to be hard to argue that's not in the best interest of justice to get that non-disclosed for you. So waiting periods. For most misdemeanors not involving violence, weapons, or sex offenses, there's no waiting period. 2-year waiting period for offenses under certain chapters of the penal code, such as assault, public lewdness, unlawful carrying of a weapon. It's a 2-year waiting period. If your probation ended more than 2 years ago and the offense doesn't fall under a disqualified category, you're likely to satisfy the waiting requirements. And again, let's take a look at that example for possession of marijuana. Let's say you were convicted of possession of marijuana in 2012 or 2009 or whatever. It's a Class B misdemeanor. The judge sentenced you to 12 months of straight probation, which you completed successfully, like in 2013, let's say. The offense was a misdemeanor. You received straight probation and completed it. There was no allegation of family violence. You had no other prior criminal history. You don't have anything since your probation ended more than 2 years ago. You're likely going to be eligible to petition the court for non-disclosure, and it's going to be a hard argument for the state to say it's not in the best interest of justice to let that be non-disclosed. If you have a new pending criminal case, maybe that's what their argument's going to be. But other than that, we can probably get this non-disclosed. what a non-disclosure does and doesn't do. This is a good question here. A non-disclosure seals your record from the general public. It'll no longer show up on most background checks. However, law enforcement agencies, courts, and state licensing boards are still going to have access to that information. It doesn't do what an expunction does. It doesn't erase it from all the records. That's what an expunction's for. This is super important for our clients. You know, when we are successful at getting one of these and it's no longer popping up, you're going to have better opportunity to land a job that you might not have before, rent at a place that you might not have been able to before, restore your reputation in the community just generally. So it's worth taking a look at. If you'd like to have more information, give us a call. And as always, these videos are for educational purposes only. Don't take this and go try to file something on your own. Call a lawyer, and wish you the best. Thanks for watching. If you like what you saw, don't forget to like and subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications. Thanks so much.